Howdy everybody, Rocket here, and today I want to show you my pack. I want to show you everything that's in it and how I pack it. So first you'll see here the Gossamer Gear G420. It's a new pack and I've been using it all summer and I really love it. Keep an eye out for a review coming out on this pack later this summer. First we'll talk about my sleep system because that sits at the very bottom of my bag because it's the thing that I use at the very end of the day and put away first. This is my Sea to Summit 13-liter dry bag where I keep my sleeping bag, my pillow, and my sleep pad. This is the Sea to Summit small pillow with a fabric cover. Next, we have my Enlightened Equipment Convert sleeping bag. I have the 20-degree and the 10-degree sleeping bag, depending on the weather forecasted. I love the Convert quilt because it unzips completely to make a blanket, which I think is really special because on those hot summer nights, I really don't want my feet boxed in. So I shove it all into my dry bag, and then I top it off with my NeoAir X-Lite women's length sleeping pad. This thing went on the entire AT with me, never popped a hole, never leaked once. I love her forever for keeping my back safe. Next, I mush out all of the air, roll that puppy down, and put it at the very bottom of the large compartment of my pack. Next, I take an 8-liter Sea to Summit dry bag and I put my extra/accessories in that bag. Up first is my Anker Power Core. I have the 20,100 Power Core. I loved that thing immensely. It kept all of my stuff powered up. Next, we have the Thermarest repair kit for my sleeping pad and an extra O-ring for my Sawyer squeeze filter. Then I have an extra pair of socks to keep my feet dry on those wet, rainy days. Up next is a little hairbrush I got from the dollar store with a mirror on the back and the handle ripped off. I've got myself a roll of toilet paper because you know we need that. Next, I have a sunblock stick and a few extra hair ties. Up next is a little bag that I'm using to symbolize my DJI Osmo Pocket Gimbal that hasn't arrived yet. Next is my Enlightened Equipment puffy jacket. Depending on the time of year, you might not need to take this. And then we have my AppGear Co. alpaca fleece hoodie that you might not also need to take on those hot summer hikes. You smush out all the air and you put that next into the large compartment of your pack. Then we have some optional gear. I have the Enlightened Equipment Visp Rain pants and also the Enlightened Equipment Rain skirt. Depending on what you prefer, you can take either or. I will be taking with me the rain skirt to try it out. And of course, you can't forget your Enlightened Equipment Visp Rain jacket. And I usually just put my rain gear right into the large compartment of my pack. Next, let's talk about my home. First, I have this crumpled piece of plastic, which is my ground cloth. You can get that from gossamergear.com. And I crinkle that all up and I shove it into the large side pocket of my pack. I take my Gossamer Gear The One Tent with 6 or 10 stakes and I put it on top of my ground cloth. And I have my Gossamer Gear trekking poles, and when I'm not using those, I put them in the same pocket as my tent. I be careful not to puncture my tent bag. Next, let's talk about food. I take my Light AF food bag, I take my Snow Peak kitchen set, and my MSR pocket rocket and a lighter. I wrap them in an old handkerchief, and I put them into the pot. And if my food bag has room, it gets the pot. Don't forget the spoon. That goes on the very top in the large compartment of my pack. Next, let's find out what goes in the small zipper compartment in the front of my pack. I never leave home without hand sanitizer and DEET, and I either put my headlamp in here or I put it in my hip belt pocket. Moving on to my large mesh pocket, I put my can of fuel, which I always buy a large can of fuel because I get nervous that I will run out. Then I have my CNOC 3-liter water bag and my Sawyer squeeze. I've recently upgraded to the 3-liter bag in hopes of eventually taking it on the PCT with me. Next, I've got 60 feet of paracord and a carabiner to hang my food away from the critters. Baby wipes because I baby wipe bathe every single night. Then I've got my Deuce trowel because you know why. My little iPhone tripod that I use for all my cool pictures. Then you've got a little optional sweat rag if you must. And my Gossamer Gear sunbrella. This thing saved me in the rain and in the sun on numerous occasions. That goes right next to my trekking poles. I clip on my Garmin InReach. Don't forget your fanny pack where I like to keep my earbuds, a pocket knife, a wallet, my cell phone and snacks. Throw in a few water bottles and my friends, you are good to go. There are links to everything down below in the description of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching and happy trails. For now, this is Rocket signing off.